people have been...
I didn't mean like Barbies as people coming in. I'm talking about as a child, you played with Barbies.
Oh, no, I actually hated Barbies. No.
Welcome to A Cup of Tea with Bree, where I get to know some of North Queensland's most amazing parents, incredible business people, and inspiring characters. Now, today's guest has been working in the beauty industry since she was 15. Now, she only looks about 20, so 5 years. She's worked for a national day spa, a cosmetic surgeon, and has been the owner of Silk Laser Clinic Cairns for 3 years strong. So please welcome Sarah Debono. So great to have you here on my little couch.
Yeah, I know. And what an introduction that was too. I love it.
So tell me about your childhood. Where were you born?
Well, in the last 20 years, no, I'm just joking.
She's very good at beauty, obviously.
I was born in South Australia. Well, no, born in New South Wales and moved to South Australia when I was younger. And went to school in South Australia, lived there basically all my life, and got into the beauty industry, when I was 15.
Wow, doing what?
I was actually a junior in a hair and beauty salon. And just sweeping hair mainly and going to beauty treatments. So
always loved it.
Always loved it. And
you must have had lots of Barbies.
Do you know what? We have it's a very particular industry, but I'm very fortunate that with most places that I've actually worked at, people have been...
I didn't mean like Barbies as people coming in. I'm talking about as a child, you played with Barbies.
Oh, no, I actually hated Barbies. No.
I just realised where you were taking my Barbie comment. I'm like, no.
Do you know what? It's just such a common thing for people to say in the industry.
I wasn't being mean. I was just like, I remember giving my Barbie dolls haircuts and putting makeup and things.
No,
like
my mum would have
hideous.
my head.
My sister used to cut all my Barbie dolls' hair off to make them look like Ken, because my mum couldn't afford to buy a Ken doll, so we'd just make the girls boys.
Oh, I mean, it all worked.
Yes, it did. But anyway, we digress. So back to not talking about those Barbies or those Barbies, either of the Barbies. So what did you actually want to be when you grew up?
Beauty.
So yes.
Always beauty. I had a split second where I was like, maybe I'll be a lawyer, or maybe I'll be a truck driver. I don't know. But I ended up veering into beauty, and it was more so growing up with a family of mainly girls and one boy, and we all were pretty hairy. So...
So the gorilla family.
Yeah, something had to be done. One of us had to be one thing.
So how many siblings have you got?
I have one brother and 3 sisters.
Wow, so yes. So you used to practice on all your sisters and probably your brother. I know I put makeup and dresses on my brother at one point.
Do you know what? I was never into makeup. Hate makeup, can't do it.
It was waxing.
For me, it's the worst side of beauty, personally. Okay. But yeah, with hair removal, it was a lot of waxing. So I got really good and really quick at it, that's for sure.
I bet. Your sisters would have loved being your guinea pigs.
After the bruises, yeah. I mean, I was 15. I didn't know how to do it.
Good old Nair. Yeah, I've had some definite trauma from wax.
Yeah, it is a bit like that. I mean, the moment you end up with a bruise, that bruise stays for a while.
Yes, or you burn yourself.
Yeah.
I've had burnt eyebrows once from not me doing it, a girlfriend doing my eyebrows. So there's nothing like some scabs above your eyes to go, you know what, I should get a professional to do this.
Yeah, that's some thick makeup. That's where you need your makeup artist.
Absolutely. So what made you get into this industry besides having hairy sisters and brothers and family members, as you said?
Well, after practicing on my sisters and things, obviously I wasn't doing a very good job at that time. So Mum would take me and my sisters to a place to actually get waxed. And my younger sister was sort of my trigger. So it was her turn to get waxed, and the lady there, and first rule of beauty is you never ever comment on somebody's body. Doesn't matter whether it's a good thing, bad thing, whatever in between. And my younger sister was 12 at the time, and the lady there was like, "Oh my goodness, you're hairy." And it was that comment that I think melted my mum's heart for sure, because she's a 12-year-old, she's self-conscious about her hair, and she's like, "I never want to go back." And then when we came out, Mum, of course, went back in and wasn't happy.
Yeah.
And then from there, I just did my younger sister's waxing purely because she was too self-conscious to actually go into a beauty place. And that, I mean, thinking about that breaks my heart, because you can just imagine, and I see 12-year-olds coming into the business all the time, and some of them do have a bit of hair, but that's the last thing I would ever comment on because they're already probably getting bullied at school or something.
I remember, I'm lucky, I'm blonde, but I had really hairy legs and my mum would not let me shave my legs. So I used to get baby oil and just smear it and try and brush the hairs down or wear stockings in the middle of summer so I wouldn't get teased.
Yeah.
So.
And it's such a big thing as well. And being
I was in year 8, mind you. I was 13 going on 14.
You imagine European girls.
Yeah. Now it's on trend. I should have been a child of this era.
I think you still get judged for it this time.
Probably. Just depends on what part of Australia. Hairy armpits. Beautiful. Yeah. Nothing like plaited underarm hairs. Anyway, we're digressing again.
Put some extensions in, you'll be fine.
So we were talking about, your sister.
Oh yeah, so I was just waxing her from then on, and when I was 16, year 11, I started a vet course, and it was straight into beauty.
That's awesome.
So because it was a vet course, it took me 4 years to actually do my diploma in beauty therapy.
Because you stayed at school and you finished school as well.
Yeah. So finish year 12. It's a rule of the family where I was happy to quit at year 10.
Yeah. But
in my family, it's you go to uni or you do something afterwards, but you never ever quit school before year 12.
Why is that, do you think?
Well, I think both my parents did, and my mum was very big on education.
Yep.
And I don't regret it.
You don't. Yeah.
As much as I wanted to drop out in year 10, I'm so glad I went through to year 12. Because people look at that.
Yeah.
And I think that the kids coming up these days, they think, I'll just drop out and do a trade, but they don't think 10 years on, well, what happens if you want to go to uni, or what happens if you need these basic skills? Because unfortunately, a piece of paper is everything these days. So you just got to do it.
So young ladies listening right now that want to quit school at year
10,
what would you say? Don't do it.
Don't do it. I don't care what you want to do. Just finish year 12 and work it out either way during your time in school or after. But finish year 12 for sure.
Yeah, and because the vet pathway is really great because you get to do both and you come out with a trade. But you've still finished high school in case you change your mind.
Exactly.
Because if you do want to go to uni later, like you said, you've got to go back and finish year 12 again to get into uni.
Or something as a equivalent. But there's so many basics in school, and I know it seems so pointless now. I hated school. It seems so pointless now to finish year 12. But when you get out, and if you do change your mind, and in this generation we do, everyone's changing jobs constantly. We're going through 3 to 5 careers in a lifetime these days. So with all your changes of mind, there's going to be those basics you learnt in year 12 that you are going to carry on.
Yes, and you're employing young people now.
Absolutely.
And that's something you're looking at as to their education.
Yeah, exactly. I hired a girl that she was in year 10, and I took her on as a mentor program because she was getting bullied at school for different things. So to boost her confidence, I brought her on board. She's built that confidence. She's gone back at school. She's more confident, and she's now finishing year 12.
That's so beautiful.
So I'm so excited for her and that journey for her.
That's beautiful. I love that. That's really special. So what is something that people don't know about you?
The things that I don't want to tell them, no.
Look, I've gotten some juicy stuff during my time doing these cups of tea with Bree. So, I want something,
Look, lighthearted, I love cooking. I love cooking.
You've got better than that.
No, I don't. So my life literally involves working, and that's all I do. But my side thing is I like to take care of people, so my thing is cooking. Okay. And that's how...
So you're like a 5-star Michelin chef behind the scenes.
Yeah, the classic Maltese in me, I go, I'll cook to make you feel good.
Aww.
So that's sort of what I do. Also,
I love that.
Give me some homemade pasta. That's good every night of the week.
I love it. Greatest professional achievement?
Professional and personal, sort of same. Obviously, making the big move to Cairns is a personal point of view. So all my family are between Adelaide and Melbourne. I moved up here by myself. And family, as you can tell, are pretty important to me. Yeah. So moving away from my family and starting up the business and running a successful business is probably both personal and professional, I suppose.
Because you're only young. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
26.
26. So you bought and started your first business at 23.
23, yeah. Yeah, so I was working for Silk for 2 years prior. And within that 2 years, after a year, Silk had started franchising. I thought, yep, great.
I'm in.
And I loved the values. I loved what they stood for. It was exactly the same as mine. And I've always wanted to own my own business. I thought it was just a good sort of jump to have, and in Cairns at the time there was nothing like it. So I was very fortunate to be one of the first traditional franchises of Silk, which means that we're 100%. So a lot of the other Silks around Australia are 50-50 or 25 or something. So we're one of, I think, 10 that are 100%.
Locally owned.
Locally owned.
I love that. So, if you could have dinner with 3 people, past or present, who would they be and why? Do you want that again?
Yeah.
Sorry, that whistling. So, if you could have dinner with 3 people, whether past or present, who would it be and why?
I was thinking about this last night, actually. And if I got to dinner, Jason Statman. Oh, he's sexy.
You'd wax that.
Yeah.
Even though it's laser these days, you'd still
I
wax it.
would wax if it takes longer.
Yeah. Hot dripping wax, yes. Sorry, just ready to Bree back. What are we drinking? This is not tea.
I'm questioning this now. And as corny as it sounds, my grandparents.
Yep.
I love my grandparents dearly. They've been a big part of my life, just in general. And every time I go back to Adelaide, it's the first thing I like to do is either dinner or a full day with them.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. I love it. Best piece of advice I've ever been given.
Probably from my dad. He's a smart egg at these things sometimes. And even though things are relaxed and good now, there's always something around the corner, so be on your toes.
Yep.
And I mean, I used to play soccer as a kid, so being on your toes, well, it's always.
Yep. Get ready to kick that ball.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your really inspiring story for our watchers today. I think especially the youth that may be wanting to get into the beauty industry, this is the perfect video for you to watch, and I think you need to watch it again if you've missed something there.
As long as you care about people, I think that's the biggest thing. If you care about people, it's a perfect industry to be in.
Yeah. And we're very sorry that we were saying that your family was hairy.
Yes, my apologies.
Yes.
The classic Italians and Maltese out there, sorry guys.
Yeah. But you said it with love. If you'd like to watch any more of our episodes, make sure you subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell so you never miss out on a new episode of A Cup of Tea with Bree. We'll see you next time.